Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering. Off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler V series V's I've due for a little while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff that, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. I'm so sleepy. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside the truck and I'm wearing grody work clothes, that means I was on my way home from work and I found some shit to review for you. And that is the case today. Like I said, I am super duper sleepy right now. Yesterday I just went over there, I got caught up doing stuff, and then sort of by the time everything was said and done, I'd kind of screwed over my own sleep schedule. So, yeah, I'm running on 3 hours of sleep for, basically the past day and a half now. But, still gonna get in a few reviews before I go over there and crash, because once I'm down, I'm done for the fucking day, so, and I like to keep up my backlog. So, what am I reviewing for you folks? Well, I stopped off at a gas station before I made my way home, and boom, it's from Arizona. It is their blueberry white tea. Ah, I know I've had this before. In fact, I might have even had it when it first-ish came out, because I remember a long time ago, so many years ago, back in my third job, I was working at a bakery when Arizona, like the white tea started becoming more of a thing. I don't know if it was the blueberry version or whatever, but I remember having some white tea at that point in time. You don't really see this one very often. It seems to be kind of just a here or there type of deal. And when I saw it, I figured, screw it, let's review it. That should be my motto. Screw it, let's review it. Let's get a thing for the thing here. It looks like this. So we'll just I don't know. There's not really a great way. We'll just ha 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 ha. Well, maybe that'll work better. I don't know. We'll give it a shot. Ha 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 ha! We'll work it out. It's awkwardly. It should be up to down, not down to up. Shake it up a little bit. I mean, tea's like got some caffeine in it. Maybe that'll help a little bit. Smells like tea. It's nice. I like that. Yeah, that's not bad. I think, I'm not surprised at that. Like, I typically like Arizona's flavors. I've reviewed a bunch of them, by the way. If you're interested, you can go over there and look up my reviews of, just type in Brandon Sampler Platter Arizona. I'm sure they should come up. I'm a fan of Arizona as a general thing. And, it's nice when you can find these sort of like more oddball flavors, that you don't see very often. This one's a good one. I like the blueberry flavor on it. Like, it's not screaming at me, but I'm kind of happy about that. Like, I don't want it, it's supposed to be a blueberry tea. I don't want it to taste like a juice. So, to that effect, that really is going to sort of, that's going to change preference based on person as to how much tea flavor you want versus how much blueberry flavor you want. I personally think it's a nice amount of both for me, because I'm not a huge tea person. Like, I like flavored teas and stuff like that, but like just straight tea by itself as a flavor, not usually my jam. I still remember being devastated the first time I had Earl Grey tea, because I was and still am a big fan of Star Trek: The Next Generation. Of course, that was Captain Jean-Luc Picard's drink of choice. And then the first time I had it, I was like, this is ass. But maybe I probably wasn't having very good tea, so. But no, I like this. It's not the I mean, look, it's Arizona. Obviously, if you're looking for like a proper nice tea flavor, you know, this is basically the fast food of, these type of tea drinks and stuff. But if you're like me and you're already predisposed to this stuff, I like it. It basically tastes kind of like their green tea with sort of a hit of blueberry. And like I said, I appreciate the fact that the blueberry isn't overwhelming in this instance because, you know, it gives it a nice little edge to it and a little, obviously a fruitiness. Um, but it's not overtaking. You still have that general sort of kind of mellow tea flavor. I think that's really nice. I can very much get down with that. Um, yeah, I mean, there's really nothing to dislike. Like I said, I like the balance of it. My tongue. That's what happens when I'm fucking super tired. I swear that's an actual thing. Uh, I like the where was I going with that? I like the balance of it. I said that. Forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, it's sweet, not crazy sweet. It's not like a sweet tea or anything like that. But it's definitely. I'm sure it's got a decent amount of sugar in there. Yeah, it's got a lot. It's got 43 grams of sugar, so it's got a lot of sugar in there. Just to give you a heads up on that. I remember as I was trying to wean myself off of soda, because I got to a point in my 20s where I was like, I don't think this is the healthiest thing for me anymore. Um, and I started like trying to find alternatives, things that I would taste good, but like would be better for me. And I remember, I went to like sports drinks like Gatorade and stuff, and then I realized, wow, these are terrible for you too. And then eventually I went to like Arizona and stuff. And it was kind of the same thing where it was like, oh wow, yeah, there's probably not the best thing for you either. So, but anyway, um, I like this. It's nice. It hits the way I want it to hit, and it's nice to drink. But two questions have to be asked: would I get it again? Would I recommend it? I'm gonna go with absolutely and absolutely. I'm genuinely a little bit dismayed at the fact that this, like I said, this is one of those more sort of like hit or miss ones where you don't really see it all that often. Because I think personally, this is just me talking out my ass. I think personally this would be a great addition to their more commonplace lineup. Their teas are obviously an established thing, and I think that the way the blueberry works with it is nice. Like I said, it's not overly fruity, it's not overly sweet. Um, I could personally get down with this, and like I think that if I run into it again, I will definitely go over there and pick up at least one, just to go over there and have available to me, because I do like that. It's kind of a rare treat. Now, if I'm recommending it, it entirely depends on if you like Arizona or not. If you like Arizona and their products, you'll probably enjoy this. If you don't, this isn't going to change your mind. Again, it's obviously not a tea for like proper tea drinkers. If you are an Earl Grey person, and you know all the ins and outs of this isn't for you. You already know that. But I do think it's a tasty beverage, and I think that, like I said, I think this is one that if it was a little bit more widespread and more people had the opportunity to engage with it, I could see this being a thing for Arizona. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there yourselves a truly tea-tastic rest of your life. I guess, because again, some people like tea. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do it all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Now, folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, get yourself some rest. That's what I want you to go out and do. Seriously, it is... Sorry, by the way, that was a little bit nasty. I know some people, that's like a thing. Nose was a little bit clogged. Instinct took over. But I do apologize, because again, I do know some people take issue with that. See, if I were more well-rested, I would have been more cognizant of that, and I would have gone over there and held off till after I was done with the video. But no, make sure you get yourself some rest, folks. Like I said, and it can be really hard, trust me, I know. But, good sleep, man, that'll set you up for the whole fucking rest of your day. Anyway, bye.